All right, so you are looking to hire some high quality talent and you're not quite ready to go the recruiter route. Maybe it's too expensive, or you've tried it before and you didn't really like the results, and you don't personally have the time to go out and network and find the type of people that you want to bring into this job. So your options are basically to post on all the online job boards. So Craigslist, LinkedIn, Flex Jobs is another one that we use, and there's a bunch more that you're all familiar with. The problem with that is, while you might get a few really great candidates that you'd be interested in, you get flooded with a ton of irrelevant or disqualified resumes and people who are just blasting their resume and applying to anything that's on these job boards, right? So we are going to use the power of automation to basically filter out high volume applications so that we know only the people serious about wanting the job are going to be the resumes that we can review. And this ends up saving you, it literally saves me hours every time we're hiring someone, because instead of reviewing 100 resumes and only a couple of them are good, and to be honest, when you're looking at that many resumes, you can't help but get lazy in skimming through them, and you could potentially overlook somebody that would have been great. So instead, this cuts all that down, and instead of 100 resumes, you really only end up looking at maybe 15 to 25 at most. And you can even add an extra step that we don't have in here yet, but we're going to be adding soon, that can help further save you time and qualify people before you need to start sifting through and reading resumes. So it all starts with someone actually applying and indicating interest, right? So we will post a job on Craigslist and LinkedIn and some, like I said, another place, Flex Jobs. There's a bunch of other places, and we will send them to a page on our website that just gives them, I'm not going to get into how to write job descriptions, but just gives them the job description and tells them what the deal is, and then a basic contact form, name, email, phone, upload your resume, right? Now they will submit this application, and on the next page it will say, thank you very much, check your email to complete the application process. So what that looks like is they will now automatically get this first email that says, hey, first name, thanks for your interest, click here to answer these questions. And that will take them to a second form. Now this is part 2, and it asks a couple of very basic questions. We're really not even disqualifying anyone based on their talent. This is just attention to detail and commitment to following through the process. Why would you like to work here? Greatest strength, greatest weakness. It's really like first phone call type stuff. So we're saving ourselves that first phone call. So once they finish this application, that form will, if they don't finish that, then we have reminders set up. This can be done in any automated sequence, any marketing automation tool. So now someone completes this second form. Now we move them into, right now, our contact applicant. So what that does is this will tag all the people who finish the second form as potential hires. It will send them a thank you for submitting your resume. We'll be in touch. Is there anything else you'd like to add for our consideration? So at this point, I have not, as the person hiring, looked at any resumes or any person who's applied. But if someone replies to this email, takes the initiative to send me a message, they're immediately standing out, and I will potentially read their email when I get it, but I'll also make sure I star that email so when I do go through the resumes, I know who did take the initiative on replying to the email. So for us, that's where it ends. That then assigns me a task to review this person's resume. Now, what we're also going to add now, 2018 just started, so this is becoming more and more common. Instead of a thank you, what else should we consider? We're actually going to ask them to submit a 2 to 3 minute video, if they can upload it to YouTube and send us the link, and why they should work here, or whatever, figure out what those questions are. And then we only watch the 2 to 3 minute videos, and then off of that, we determine whose resumes we're going to look at. So we really filter out a lot. Over 5 or 6 years of doing this, it has consistently seen a drop off of about 50% at each one of these stages. And that could be good or bad, right? It depends on how many people you want. For us, we're a small team and we want to really save as much time as possible. So we need to automate it as far along and know the people who are truly committed and can follow instructions. Especially, we're a digital marketing agency, so being able to just properly communicate with email and submitting forms, these should be like things you can do seamlessly and not be an issue. So that's really how we set it up from a strategic level. I'll walk through quickly on a technical level what we have here. So this is our first job, our job listing. We will, like I said, set up ads on Craigslist and LinkedIn and link over to this page. This form here is a simple Gravity form in WordPress, and the Gravity form has an add-on to connect to our software, which is Infusionsoft. They have tons of add-ons for whatever kind of marketing automation software you're using. So we connect our Gravity form to Infusionsoft, and we say when they fill out this form, add a tag of whatever that will trigger this interest. So then this is Infusionsoft. I love Infusionsoft. We've been using it for years, and I like it for the presentation purposes because obviously it's just like a visual mind map, so it makes it easy to present as well. But if you're using Infusionsoft, this can also be done in stuff like ActiveCampaign or HubSpot or Entreport or whatever kind of automation software you guys have for your marketing. So we have the tag will trigger the automation sequence, and then we have the emails go out. We have the next thing in Infusionsoft. This is an Infusionsoft form for the second piece, but it could just as easily be another Gravity form on a private page that no one has a link to other than the people getting this email. And then we could set up another tag, so when that second Gravity form is filled out, they get tagged and move forward into this next sequence, which right now is just, is there anything for our consideration? In the future, that will be submit a YouTube video. Now the people who are reviewing the stuff, you just saved hours and hours of reading through resumes and possibly missing out on high quality candidates. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, todd@thegrowthsuite.com, or you can drop a comment in the page or video below.